exciting times going on.
Yeah, so that's keeping you a lot busy, it seems.
Yes, and we've become Atmanirbhar, staff is less. So we're doing a lot of things ourselves.
So let's start with your journey from visiting your visiting sites after school to becoming an architect, then coming back and becoming a developer, an entrepreneur. So it has been a very exciting last, I think, 12 years of your journey,
Yes,
right?
true, right? Of course, growing up in this family around real estate our whole life is always been a part of your life. Following being third generation, it actually just fits in that this is what you think of becoming. But becoming an architect and designer was not the plan ever along with this. That came with time.
Mm.
After 10th, dad made sure that we went on site, went ground up, understood from our sites what is happening, what is actually how it actually all transforms into reality. So that's where it started, and slowly got more and more excited, studying plans, studying projects. While I was working in office, and then I got excited about architecture, and dad pushed me to actually explore it further, and said, if you are actually interested, you should go and explore it. Even if you're 1 year late, it doesn't really matter.
Mm. So you are a mix of a lot of things together.
Yes, hopefully good.
Yes, of course. Because see, everything complements the other. Yeah, the one complements the other, and everything adds on to the other. So definitely, it's good. However, being a part of a family of developers since I think 3 generations, right? Yet I believe that architecture takes you to a lot of visualization, planning, doing a lot of design, while being an entrepreneur needs a lot of management as well.
So I have a juxtaposition with myself every day, because as an architect, you always want to create the best. But as a developer, you have to also make sure it's economically viable, and you're not going overboard with actually creating something. So I'm my own client. So that has been a difficult part of this journey of mine. But overall, I think it's a very big positive and a very big bonus, because I truly believe planning is the real hero towards any success of any project. And if your planning is right, no matter what you do, and if you're building the right product at the right place, you won't go wrong in this industry. Many a time people make the mistake of the two things not marrying with each other. Like in the middle of nowhere, you're building skyscrapers or doing things which are like doing things that actually not required for that neighborhood or that area. So understanding the city, understanding the urban fabric is a very crucial part of real estate development. So you have to actually go in and experience what is actually needed in this area, what is the ideal ticket, so to say, what is the requirement of the people, and what plan actually gets you most efficient.
Talking about the exciting times, you also believe that this is the great time to buy properties.
So I've actually seen more demand in the last 2 or 3 months post lockdown than I've seen over the last couple of years. Suddenly people have realized the value of having a great home, having more space, having one extra bedroom in their home for their home office or for their kids' school. A lot of things that actually are a positive, that a silver lining that comes out of these gloomy times that we're all facing. But as a residential real estate developer, I think it's a great future, purely from a point of view that people realize that your home is one of your safest places. A lot of people who are renting and were on the fence have taken that call to actually go ahead and buy. In general, interest rates are coming down, home loan rates are coming down. Real estate right now is in one of its golden periods, residential real estate. And it will remain for a while, because the old school concept of roti kapda makan, which actually had gone away for a bit in terms of people who are with the whole digital age coming in. People like, we can be remote. We don't need to actually be owning a home. You rather rent. Interest rates are so high for the home loan. We are getting better FDs. Why should we go into buying? You rather be free and, rent and be free to move somewhere else. But that whole concept of owning a home and the safety security it comes with it has actually been a silver lining for the residential market.
Your main forte is residential and commercial. So you mean to say, like, even for the luxury residential, the demand for owning a home has increased during the
Definitely.
last decades.
Definitely. Owning a home, upgrading to a better home. So
Mhm.
anyone who's in a 2 BHK is interested in moving to a 3 BHK, who's in a 3 BHK is interested in moving to a 4 BHK, and so on and so forth. Basically, everyone's looking to upgrade into a more spacious home, maybe add another half bedroom in their home for a home office, or things like, people want more space because you're spending a lot more time at home than you ever have in your life. And also amenities, right? You want a building to have a lot of amenities that you can actually use. So in our building, New Light, what we're currently working on, we're at the plinth stage. We're incorporating things like a small business center, which can be a space that people use during these times. If you want to have a proper conference room with video calling facilities, a rooftop terrace garden, swimming pools, fully equipped gymnasiums. So those things make a big factor of buying a bigger and better home, and a home with amenities.
What are the ongoing projects, status for construction, the status of bookings, what's happening?
So we have two buildings under construction at this moment. One is called Z16 in Bandra. It's a single story typical development of this neighborhood. Amenities wise, we've got a fully equipped gymnasium, very nice clear ceiling heights, variety of different sizes of apartments. Plus we've got a rooftop terrace garden with a small brunch pool. So that's one building, it's actually on the 7th slab now. We're looking at delivering it by mid of next year. And our other flagship project that we're at the plinth stage, we recently launched it. So that's at the foundation stage. In fact, we've had really good pre-sales and great success in sales there. We've registered stock over 50 crores we've grossed in already.
What's the name of this project?
New Light. Again, it's one of a kind development. It was originally built by my grandfather in 1962 and his 4 brothers. That was Raheja Brothers then. So it was their flagship. And today it's our flagship. So we're actually very proud of that fact. It's a redevelopment. So it's about little less than 2 lakh square feet. So for this area, it's quite a sizable project. And 2 towers, 4 levels of parking. Flexibility is the real luxury. There is no one size fits all. So we're customizing apartments for our buyers. We have our in-house design team that actually works closely with our buyers.
So how has lockdown affected the real estate in general?
In the short term, yes, has had an impact. But when you look at the macro picture, it's actually a boom for the real estate sector.
The kind of the exposure that you had outside, what did you bring which is really different, and how did you add on to your company?
I mean, I cannot keep praising myself.
No, you can a little bit.
I tried to innovate in terms of designing and planning being the key, and architecture being the code behind a very great sustainable product, trying to bring sustainability into our developments wherever possible.
You must have learned a lot from your family, a generation 3 generation of real estate developers. So tell us a little bit about the history of your family.
So as you know, my grandfather and his 4 brothers started the company back in 1950s odd, once they all moved from Karachi pre-partition. We hear all their great stories of all the sacrifices that they've made, 1 generation in, 2 generation in, and now eventually the family separated and we have all different sectors. From the grandfather and their 4 brothers, we are 8 practicing Rahejas in the real estate sector, so to say. We've actually gained a lot from all their hardships that they've actually seen, and they've taught it down to all the future generations.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Ram Raheja. Who is Ram Raheja? What does he like?
So as you know, I love architecture, design, real estate development. We breathe it, we live it. You love what you do. I would say I love what I do, and that's who I would be.
If Ram Raheja is given a choice, what would he select?
They all hand in glove for me.
Okay.
One without the other is completely incomplete. So the group is basically your 5 fingers together alone. So I can't even imagine it.
And being an architect, any message for the architects that you'd like to give?
So architecture is one of the most difficult professions to be in. One of the most difficult professions that there is. It is one of the most underrated professions that there is. There's a lot of hard work to actually become an architect. And anyone who can be a successful architect is only when you really love it. Because if you don't really love it, you don't really live it, you cannot do it. It's too much hard work. So anyone who's looking at becoming an architect or venturing into this field, so to say, definitely you have to love it. If you don't love it, then you're not going to be able to be successful in it. You have to like truly breathe it.
How do you see real estate in say about 2 to 3 years down the line?
So positive, definitely very, very positive. There is no fixed formula, so to say, you've just put money here, it is definitely going to go. It doesn't work that way. You have to be intelligent, you have to be innovative, you have to be on the ground, you have to keep innovating with every day that moves ahead. Sometimes some things work, sometimes some things don't work. Don't over leverage because it's a very risky proposition to be in. So when you overall look at the real estate sector, I think as long as you're intelligent enough to know where you're playing and be a micro player, know your own market, and if you have a good control over your market, you can't go wrong.
Wonderful, wonderful. So working from the ground to the top, right? Knowing the ground and then working it till the top.
Definitely.
Yes?
It's very important. I love playing cricket. I've played a lot of cricket growing up. I still play it whenever I get a chance. All different leagues of different types. So that's one of my biggest hobbies actually.
Where are we going to see Ram Raheja taking the S Raheja Realty to in the next few years, say 5 years, 10 years down the line?
I don't know. Ahead, definitely, but I can't say where am I going to go. I want to take each day at a time, but definitely we're looking at growing bigger, growing better, and executing more projects and executing them, each project better and better.
Your message for Surfaces Reporter magazine.
So it's a great magazine. We've subscriber to it. We're looking forward to all now the digital copies. We're always excited to receive the new issues. Please keep covering most of our architecture and our
keep us updated, and we'll definitely keep covering. Building material companies are also in a very difficult position, most of them, right? So what is your message for them? How should they cope up?
The only thing I can say is it's a sustenance period. It's through this quarter. Once you sustain through this 2 quarters till March, post that we're looking at it in positive, and things will definitely turn around for most sectors.